Well, I'm still on a roll from that last video. Either that or the energy drinks I had to down to finish constructing all those figures still have not worn off, so hey, let's keep the ball rolling, why not? Yes, I'm making this video right after my building and showcase review of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Build-It figures. So let's look at the other licensed buildable figures you can get from Dollar Tree right now. Starting with everyone's favorite pineapple under the sea residing guy, Spongebob SquarePants, along with Squidward and Patrick. I don't know. Does anyone even care about Patrick? I don't know. I don't think he's popular enough to get his own show. What do you think? I didn't think so. But yes, just like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles figures I did in the last video, these are also smaller versions of what were normally larger figures. So there were larger versions of these that, well, you could theoretically get for about $5, I'm sure, at when they were sold at Five Below or whatever other discount place was stocking them at the time. However, from what I understand, they are now out of print, and like the other Build-It Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles figures, they command a pretty penny on eBay. That is, if you can even find any listings for them. They're not that expensive, but they are more than $5. Let's just say that. So if you want a buildable SpongeBob SquarePants, Dollar Tree's all you got right now. Now, if I was even the slightest bit professional, I would have gone and gotten the bigger versions of these figures to also do a comparison video, but I'm not the rabid collector I once was, so today, for this video, we're just going to look at the smaller variations of these SpongeBob SquarePants figures, and then later on we'll look at something else. So is there anything on the back that I need to know of before we get started? No, just says Build It Minifigs, and there's the Just Play logo. I don't see the Greenbrier. Yeah, I don't see the Greenbrier. Oh, there it is. It's up here this time. Yeah, so that's the Dollar Store brand, Dollar Tree brand. So if you see that, then you know that Dollar Tree has put their stamp of approval on these. Now that we know that these have been given the same quality check as those Final Faction action figures, let's put them all together. Lightspeed. And here we are. That took much less time than the last video, but of course we only have 3 figures here, and each one was only about 30 pieces, so yeah. And yeah, these are pretty much what you'd expect from SpongeBob figures that aren't the Lego minifigures that Lego made when they still had the SpongeBob license. And then I think Mega Construx had the SpongeBob license after them, and then once again it just went to some discount building brick company, like the people who are currently distributing these. And yeah, for little buildable figures, for little budget buildable brick figures, these are actually quite good. I'm actually impressed and surprised by how well they managed to make these characters with so few bricks. Now, I was more impressed with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ones because those looked like action figures. Those looked like you could move them around like action figures. These look like little figurines. These look like little stiff figurines, like the PVC ones you get for $1. Yeah, you know, like at Dollar Tree they currently have like Stitch and League of Super Pets or Madagascar. That sort of thing. If these were not built out of bricks, then they would most definitely look like they would be made like how those little miniature figurines are. So there's not as much to these figures as the Turtles, but I will give them praise. I will give them praise that they still gave them moving limbs. So you see, you can move SpongeBob's arms here. That tickles. You can, I don't know if you can move. I'm not even going to try moving his legs here. But yeah, Patrick here has the more flexible arms here. And he actually has decals. He actually has a decal for his face and for his shorts pattern here. And so does Squidward. Squidward has his eyes. Whereas SpongeBob is a sticker. I hate that. I hate stickers. I guess they didn't want to go through the expense of giving him a custom giant plate for his face, but could they have at least done something for the tie? They could have just printed the tie right on the white brick there. And as you can tell by how many jump cuts there are and how I'm holding these figures, there is absolutely no way to get them to stand on a typical surface. So I just have to hold them and hope that I can keep them all in frame and away from the glare of my light. And another problem I have with these compared to the Turtles is that the Turtles all had stands. The Turtles all had stands that had the Greenbrier International stamped on them, so they weren't actually part of the figures. But no, with SpongeBob, we got it stamped right on there, and Patrick gets to wear it around like a tattoo. I know I could easily switch it around with the back part here, but I'm too lazy. So Squidward here has gotten the best deal. He doesn't have to tattoo his distributor on his back. And honestly, I think Squidward's design is the most impressive. I am very impressed with how they managed to give him his big bulbous nose, and it actually moves around. Does it move around like this in the show? I do not believe so. I've seen mostly season 1 SpongeBob, some of season 2. I don't regularly watch SpongeBob. Sometimes I put it on when I just want something stupid, just something to put my brain to sleep. But besides, no, I'm not too much of a follower of SpongeBob. But I do know the voice actors. I do know the general premise, and yeah, I know the memes, of course, including SpongeBob's famous catchphrase, "I'm prepared for the next action, I'm prepared for the next action, I'm prepared for the next action." I'm pretty sure that's what he runs around screaming. What else can I say? I think that these are very good building brick figures for what they are. Yeah, for $1.25, they have the design down, they have the proportions right. So yeah, for something for your kids or any SpongeBob fan, then I don't think you could really get any better. Well, okay, like I say, there are those bigger figures that were probably like $5, like those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ones that I mentioned, but those have gone a little pricey. So this, if you want a building brick figure, this is probably as good as it's going to get. I mean, you could get one of those mini figures for that Lego used to make, but again, those are also very pricey. So long, Jake from My Gym Partner's a Monkey, the simple-minded guy from Stephen King's The Stand, the original one, and Dr. Light from Teen Titans. And take your brick thing with you. And now for the second and final part of the video, Ryan's World. Yes, Ryan's World also has buildable figures. I mean, they already had buildable figures, but as with the SpongeBob and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they Dollar Tree'd them. They made these figures just with fewer bricks for the Dollar Tree crowd. And I have nothing to say about Ryan's World. I do not follow it. I barely even know what it is. It's like there's this kid named Ryan, and he reviewed toys, and he got so good at it that they started to make toys out of him, and he has this little imaginary playland or something like that where he plays with toys, and he has these characters that interact with him, and he's like the most famous kid on YouTube. Just one of his videos has more views than I will ever see on my channel in an entire lifetime. And he's only, what, 8, 9 by this point? You know, pretty soon they're going to have to start injecting him with the stuff they give Dolphin Boy on C-Lab 2021 to keep him young and looking like a kid. So, we have, I don't know any of these characters, but we have Mini Gus, Red Titan, Mini Ryan, Combo Panda, Dark Titan, and Alpha Lexa. And for anyone who wants to actually see what they look like in brick figure form, well, let's get to that right now. And done! Yes, we have more figures in Spongebob, and I have less to say about them. Yeah, again, I don't follow the show, so I don't know who any of these characters are, what the context is, what any of their roles are, so yeah, I could just end the video right there. I will say, though, I do like their general aesthetic. I like how they're all given basically the same features, but tweaked slightly differently with each character to make, well, a new character. But I don't know, there's just something giant minifigure, tiny figurine about I don't know how to explain it, but there's just something really chibi, I guess I should say. There's something very chibi about them. I don't know, the little teeny arms, little teeny legs, the big heads. I don't know. I'm actually kind of falling in love with these figures. I don't know what they do, but the design-wise, I'm kind of in love with them. I guess the best way to tackle this is to just go through each figure and I'll tell you what I think of each of them. So we got Frog Guy here, Gus. Don't know who Gus is, gonna assume he's one of Ryan's friends, just comes in every so often to tell jokes. And he's like the only figure of the line to have an action feature. I mean, his eyes can roll backwards and his mouth can open close. Nom, 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 nom. Summer breeze makes me feel fine. Da, 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 in my mind. I'm sure that's what he does all the time on the show. And then we have a cat and a possum. I'm assuming this is a cat. Oh, she also has a little action feature. She has a little tail there. That's cute. I don't know. She's a pink squirrel. I don't know. Another one of Ryan's friends, I'm going to guess. Maybe she's the more sensible one. Maybe she gives the more interesting, in-depth views of a toy. I have absolutely no idea. I do know that they stamped Greenbrier International on too many of these bricks. Yeah, if I was upset about this with the SpongeBob figures, well, the Greenbrier logo is taking up a lot of each of these figures. I mean, once again, I could just move the bricks with the Greenbrier stamp on them to somewhere that nobody's going to notice, but if I had caught on to that early enough, but no, I guess I just have myself to blame for all this. And then we have evil Ryan, I guess. Dark Titan. I'm guessing this is like an evil version of Ryan from like the Negaverse. And, oh, I put his cheek on wrong there. No, on second thought, I like him better that way. I'm guessing he's like a dark version of Ryan and he wants to, I don't know, steal or destroy the toys that Ryan talks about, and Ryan has to fight himself off, and so it's kind of like just a kid playing with cardboard tubes like they were swords, except he actually has a budget behind his show, so it's just the kid fighting himself, except it looks like Star Wars. That's, again, I'm completely guessing. And then Combo Panda, I'm not even going to guess what his role in the show is, but I can't even tell if this is a panda. If I didn't know what the name of this character was, I just assume it's a dog. It's like dog, and it likes to wear headphones. Are these headphones, or are these earmuffs? I can't tell. I don't know, maybe he's just the cool friend of Ryan. You know, hey, Ryan, let's go skateboarding. Woo! Oh, I broke every bone in my body. I don't know, kind of giving a Snoopy vibe from all this. So, like I say, if I didn't know he was a panda, I'd think he just was like an overweight Snoopy dog. And the main character himself, Ryan, I have absolutely no idea what he does. Does he? I mean, how did this all start? I'm guessing that some parent just thought it would be fun for their kids to start talking about toys, and of course it went viral, and now that's all the kid knows how to do. I'm wondering what this kid's gonna be like in 10 years. Probably CEO of his own toy company, and he's swimming in a pool of money, Scrooge McDuck style. Meanwhile, here I am making videos in my bedroom, wondering if I will be able to afford groceries next month. And finally, Red Titan. I'm guessing this is Ryan's alter ego, and he fights off the Dark Titan there. I don't know, defender of toys everywhere. Still better than that Lightyear movie. And there you go. These are all the Ryan's World buildable figures. Well, dollar store versions of the buildable figures that you can get at Dollar Tree for $1.25 each, and I'd say it's worth it. I'd say, again, as someone who has absolutely no idea what the show is, I like the aesthetics. I like the design. I just like how detailed they make these figures with only about 30 bricks. And look at that. They actually did print decals on these. They didn't go into sticker territory. This actually has an R printed on it, and that has a smile. That has a frown, little animal smile there. And of course these eyes. These are actually different eyes that I'm accustomed to. The Lego ones I've seen of these are flat, but these are slightly bulbous, slightly rounded. I don't know. I don't know anything about the show, but it's clear they put a lot of money into their merchandising. So even as an outsider looking in, I'm kind of happy I bought these. I'm gonna sit them somewhere and probably forget I have them, but proudly display them. I don't know, maybe I'll just use them as curious onlookers in some video, and then they can get destroyed by a renegade bus. Thrown by a crocodile octopus thing. I have no idea. And there you go. That concludes our tour of the buildable brick figures you can currently get at Dollar Tree. And I gotta say, with the holidays currently going on, I would recommend going to your nearest Dollar Tree as soon as possible if you want any of these figures, because I know for a fact that people are going to be buying these buildable figures like there's no tomorrow. Who knows, maybe I may have had a hand in that. So if you want these figures, and yeah, I do give them high marks, then go to your nearest Dollar Tree and track them down. At the very least, you get some very high-quality bricks for a very good price, so you can make whatever you want out of them. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. Boop, 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 boop. Strike!